just enter motor less, yeah? Make them take you out of here.
Anthony Joshua found himself at the center of a devastating car accident in Nigeria that turned what should have been a routine journey into an absolute nightmare. 2 people lost their lives in this tragic incident that sent shockwaves through the boxing community and beyond. The heavyweight champion who's dominated rings worldwide suddenly faced something far more serious than any opponent he's ever encountered.
Yeah, some breaking news to bring you regarding Anthony Joshua. He's been involved in a serious car crash in Nigeria. Now, Reuters news agency say he suffered minor injuries, but 2 people have died in the incident.
This whole thing went down in Ogun State, right there in southwestern Nigeria, along the notorious Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Anyone familiar with Nigerian roads knows this stretch is absolutely brutal. We're talking about one of the country's most dangerous highways where accidents happen way too frequently. The crash took place near the Sagamu interchange, a spot where traffic jams are basically guaranteed and stalled vehicles create deadly situations on a regular basis.
West of Nigeria. This happened, we're told, on a busy highway north of Lagos. Now, Anthony Joshua had been in the country. He has roots there. He'd been there on holiday north of Lagos. Now, Anthony Joshua had been in the country. He has roots there. He'd been there on holiday. And only hours ago, he posted on his social media playing table tennis. That just a matter of hours before.
So here's what happened. Joshua was riding in the back seat of a Lexus SUV that was part of a small convoy, making its way down the highway. Everything seemed normal until disaster struck. Witnesses and local authorities painted a horrifying picture of the SUV slamming straight into a parked truck at serious speed. The impact was absolutely devastating. Early investigations pointed to possible tire failure, or the driver losing control, but officials made it clear they were still piecing together exactly what went wrong. The collision was so severe that 2 people inside the SUV died instantly from their injuries. Emergency responders rushed to the scene, but couldn't save them. Authorities haven't released the names of the victims yet, as they work to notify family members first. Police described the scene as chaotic, with the vehicle completely mangled and debris scattered everywhere across the roadway. Joshua somehow managed to walk away from this catastrophe with relatively minor injuries. People who saw the aftermath described the boxing champion as visibly shaken but alert, able to move around on his own shortly after the crash happened. He had cuts and bruises all over and was clearly in shock, but miraculously avoided any life-threatening damage. Medical teams rushed him to a nearby hospital as a precaution, where doctors ran thorough examinations before clearing him to leave. TalkSport Boxing later confirmed all these details about his condition.
Yes, thank you, Danny. So we've had confirmation from local police that there was an accident at 9:30 a.m. local time, 8:30 our time, involving two vehicles in which two people have died, and Anthony Joshua has received minor injuries and he's been taken to hospital.
The timing of this accident couldn't have been worse for Joshua's career trajectory. He just returned to the spotlight after delivering that spectacular knockout victory against Jake Paul. That fight represented a major comeback moment for him after being away from the ring for an extended period. What should have been a celebration of his resurgence instead became a moment of deep tragedy and reflection. But then something interesting happened with the public reaction to Joshua's crash. Social media exploded with criticism aimed directly at Nigeria's emergency response systems and overall infrastructure. While people initially focused on the tragedy and Joshua's injuries, attention quickly shifted to how poorly the entire situation was handled on the ground. One boxing fan named Fen D posted a scathing review that went viral after news of the accident broke. His post dripped with frustration as he called out Joshua's decision-making, writing that someone who earned $100 million from fighting chose Nigeria for vacation and Nigerian roads for transportation, only to end up in a fatal accident. He wrapped up by sending thoughts to the victims' families and prayers to Joshua. Videos and photos flooding social media showed Joshua sitting among the wreckage with absolutely zero ambulances or qualified medical personnel anywhere to be found during those critical first minutes. This image horrified observers who couldn't believe a global sports icon was left sitting there without proper emergency care. Critics saw this as a perfect example of what ordinary Nigerians face every single day on the country's dangerous roads. People kept asking how such a high-profile incident could have such a slow, disorganized emergency response. Reports suggested Joshua was transported in regular vehicles instead of proper ambulances, which only made the online outrage worse.
Behind the driver's seat with his top off, surrounded with glass, broken glass, and then video too that shows him being helped from that vehicle, appearing to be in quite a lot of pain.
The situation got even more frustrating when people realized that if a world-famous athlete couldn't get immediate medical attention, what hope did regular citizens have in similar emergencies?
Okay, this is breaking right now. Apparently, British heavyweight boxer Anthony Joshua was involved in a serious car crash on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway in Ogun State, Nigeria, near Sagamu on December 29th of 2025.
Another vocal critic on social media expressed outrage and disappointment with Joshua's travel choices. This person questioned why a global superstar would be driving around the country so carelessly given his status and the obvious risks involved. They revealed that the two people who died were actually Joshua's coaches and close friends, Latif, known as Lots, and Senagami. Senna had been working as Joshua's strength and conditioning coach and was even seen preparing him for the Jake Paul fight just 2 weeks earlier. Lots served as Joshua's personal trainer. Both men lost their lives in this senseless tragedy. Turka Lalshi expressed gratitude in his social media post after learning that Anthony Joshua had survived with only minor injuries. His tweet thanked God for keeping Joshua safe while offering condolences to those who died and well wishes for anyone else injured in the crash. Jake Paul, who had recently lost to Anthony Joshua, also shared his thoughts on the platform. Paul's message emphasized that life matters infinitely more than boxing, and he sent prayers for the lost lives, Joshua, and everyone affected by the unfortunate accident. Traffic enforcement and road safety agencies immediately shut down large sections of the expressway as rescue operations and investigations continued for several hours. Officials announced they were examining road conditions, stalled heavy vehicles, and mechanical breakdowns as potential factors that contributed to this disaster. This story cuts way deeper than anything happening in boxing right now. Anthony Joshua survived and walked away, but 2 other people didn't make it home. That harsh reality needs to stay front and center as everyone processes what happened and searches for answers to questions that may never get resolved. So here's what I want to know from you. Do global superstars have extra responsibility to think carefully about how and where they travel? Or does this tragedy expose bigger problems with the systems that are supposed to protect everyone? If this story affected you, hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments section, and make sure to subscribe for more honest, unfiltered boxing coverage and real discussions. This conversation is just getting started, and it needs your voice to keep it going.